What was that darkness like? Can you describe exactly what you were experiencing during those days where you were just so vulnerable? You weren't transparent, but you were taking risks. You were gambling with your life. You see, most people don't realize this. In fact, I didn't even realize this, that gambling in a casino, going into a casino, I mean, it would just be so obvious, right? But it's not, because we've become so blinded. It's not, your problem is not the casino. Your problem is somewhere else. Your problem lies somewhere else. We talk about problem gambling. I've talked about this over and over. I've talked about the cure. I've talked about the help. I've even create systems to help problem gamblers to quit like I did, right? Annihilate it. Put it under their feet. Period. Just crush the thing. Get rid of it, man. Because it's freaking painful. Okay? Listen, the truth, the whole matter of the truth, how dark was it for me when I was going through those times? Man, it was just painful. It was embarrassing. I had shame. I was walking around with egg on my face. I didn't want anybody to know that I was gambling. I didn't want anybody to know. And I had this elaborate scheme. I had this plan. I had these systems. I had POIs, points of interest, and I had people that I could connect with. There was ways that I could take advantage, because when I lost in the casino, I had to make money. You know, gamblers are very creative. Gamblers are probably some of the most freaking creative people, resourceful people on the planet. If the gambler would just look in the mirror and say, boom, I can do those things, I can do other things. What are these other things that I can do in my life? Anyhow, it was very, I felt alone. I felt ashamed. I was not only dealing with these things with the casino, because gambling is just a metaphor. It really is. It was the imbalance. It was the mental thinking. It was the limiting beliefs. It was all of these boardroom talks that were going on, right? You have, if you've ever had a job, there's a boardroom, there's a table there where people get together and they discuss things. Well, that is in all of our minds. We have a boardroom and there's always discussions there. And most of those discussions are completely rotten. They're negative. It's like negative people come in there, and it's like you're looking around and you're like, man, if your eyes are open, if you're awake, you're recognizing, man, where the heck am I? What am I doing here? But we don't stop to think. We just don't stop to think about these things. I had to go at it alone, even though I couldn't do it alone. I had to go at it alone. I appreciate coaches today so much. I've learned, that's why I become a personal life coach. You transform way faster, okay? Bottom line. 45-minute discovery, personal session where we're exchanging and I'm looking at you. Like, here's my thing, right? My gig is to bring peace into your mind so that your body can take positive action towards the goal of your choice. I call that living free, living MMPC, mind, mouth, power, congruency. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. Think about that right now for yourself. I didn't have this when I was going through that dark period. I didn't have it. In fact, I didn't even know if I was going to make it out of that prison. I didn't have surety. I didn't have a guarantee in writing or anything like that. I turned to prayer. I turned to reading the Proverbs, the Bible. I turned to a few key people. I started bringing accountability. I did hire some coaches back then, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to find the right coach. I didn't know what to look for in a good coach. So I didn't do my due diligence. And what did I do? I got taken advantage of, because you know what? When you're wanting to create change, when you're wanting to become, when you're wanting to go from the dark side into the light, it's a contrast, right? And there's people, and we're seeking help. And there's people out there that are predatory. They know, they can smell, they know, they've been out there. This is what some people train for. Just like I trained to become a soldier of self-mastery, right? I trained to become a philosopher of everyday victorious living. I trained to become a mind, mouth, power congruency coach. I want to help you align your spirit. I want to help you bring peace into your mind. Why? Because I know for a fact that if I can bring peace into your mind, your body will take positive action upon the goal of your choice. Not your dad's, or not your mom's, not your sister, not the choice that's meant to be, that's needed for your life. This excites me. This is my philosophy today. I guess this is my habit here today. It's just swimming and self-mastery and self-development and all of these wonderful things that I have. I just keep growing in it. I keep growing in it. I love karaoke singing, doing Styx and Bob Seger and James Taylor and all of I just enjoy all of these things. I didn't have that as a child. I didn't know that as a child. What I had was just total darkness. I was tore up inside. It was like machinery inside me, man. It was just rubbing. You can just hear it going. But I couldn't stop it, man. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to get to it. I didn't know how to fix it. I'm digging inside myself with the help of other coaches, my friends, to show you that you can change, you can transform. I'm going to be ending soon here. There'll be more videos like this. If this video really touches your heart, share it with somebody that you care about. Share it with somebody. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Do something. Serve somewhere. Do something. A thumbs up, Soldier Scribe. Listen, you're in great company. I've got good energy. I will never lead you down the wrong path. Listen, I'm not here to try to tell you what to do. In fact, I'm really, really trying to stay away from giving advice unless you ask me for it. But what I will do is I will share my story, and I will share what I've gone through, the darkness, the shame, the pain, the loneliness, the humility, and still dealing with the aftermath. Because you know what? You have to face it all. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to become a warrior so that you can become a king. You might be a lover, you might be a magician, but you need to become a warrior. You need to become a warrior so that you can become a king. And that's where you're going to find the real life. That's where you're going to find your energy. That's where you're going to find more and more. That's where your peace is going to multiply. But the first is to get peace, right? Peace. Give you one tip: journaling. Journaling is one of the best tools that you can have. Journaling is one of the most life-changing tools that you can use. It is one of the most resourceful tools that you can use. It is almost free. With $2, you can buy a pen and a paper at one of these dollar stores. I used to buy the journals by the dozens, and I would just fill them out. It was a magnificent journey. Do I still journal? Yeah, I still journal. I journal more on the digital side this time, on the computers and on the apps and stuff like that I have where I can keep. I have one particular journal. It's called Perspective. It's a really cool app. And I still write books. I do all of these things because I believe those routines are part of me now. It's habit. It's just routine. And you got to have routine in your life. You got to have routine. You got to have habit. You got to have you're on a journey. And there's steps. So you got to be doing, right? You got to work your steps. AA, they have the 12-step program. Alcoholics Anonymous, I know because I went through Alcoholics. They have the AA, they have the 12 steps. Gamblers Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, they all have a 12-step program. I went through a rehab center a couple years ago, and it was all it was routine. Boom, prayer on your knees, morning and the evening. We did that for 2 years or more. All of these things. And today it's the same thing. I get up, I do my 15-minute mornings, Breakfast of Champions. I write, I post, I do whatever, I reach out to people, I create videos, and I just keep going forward. And I keep working through my fear. I've made fear my friend. I've made fear an ally. A foe? Is it a foe? I don't consider it a foe. I've made fear an ally because I worked through it. And I keep working on ST, self-talk, and I keep working on MPC, as I mention this all the time, mind, mouth, power, congruency, mind, mouth, power, connection, mind, mouth, power. That's your tower. That's going to take you higher. At the top on the inside. I am Santos Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. Living free, living MMPC. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. Check me out. Thumbs up. Share this video. If it makes sense to you, share the video, please. Share it with somebody that you care about. Leave me a thumbs up, soldier scribe. And what else? If you comment, I will. And if you need a coach, don't hesitate, my friend. Strength and peace. I salute you. 4th of July. I am Santos Jr.